Hey Nick, we need a tagline for the podcast.
No.
Real life opinions. Movie reviews told by fans and not critics.
Welcome out there, Radio Land. How we doing today?
Why do you always start the thing? Why don't you ever let somebody else start?
I get asked to start the thing.
Oh.
Do you want to start the thing next time? You are more than welcome to start the thing next time.
Can you?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can.
Well, what are we doing next time?
You started the podcast without me.
I don't know.
I
You
was
had
here.
the laptop.
You had the laptop. You're the laptop guy.
My wife's got the laptop right now.
The laptop, see?
Yeah. We keep you here for certain reasons, okay?
The only reason I'm here is because I provide the laptop.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not for the looks.
Okay, guys, what are we doing today?
Jeff's like, well, I'm going home.
Taking the laptop with me.
No. We got phones.
So we're doing something I'm not. Well, I guess technically I am, but it just dawned on me after we watched it. It's called Old Dads.
And there's a bunch of old dads here.
Yeah, but this is about parenting, like actual parenting. My son's 22, 23 almost. So my parenting is very much different than it was 15 years ago.
Right.
So I can't necessarily relate to a 50-year-old having a new baby.
Which that is weird. I'm still parenting my teenagers like the same way.
We can never
Unfortunately,
stop parenting,
yeah.
but
In realism, though, based on the ages of the kids in this movie, the only one who can actually relate is Jeff.
Yeah, my daughter's a little younger, and my son's a little older. Like he's what, 8 in here? Is he 8?
I'm
7?
He's
8 or 9.
eight.
Isn't it?
8 or 9. So James gets turned 10. Bailey's
and how old are you?
turning 5 tomorrow. I'm only 40.
Close enough.
I'm just a young millennial.
40. And your oldest one is 8?
No, my oldest one is 17.
Oh, shit. Okay, you started young. Okay.
No, it's a long story. It's
It's
a
a
long
long
complex
story.
story.
What's 40 minus 17?
Okay, so
20,
technically
23.
my oldest isn't mine.
Oh, yeah. Well, no.
Yeah,
Okay.
I inherited him.
Oh,
I love that
okay.
term.
That I inherited him.
Yeah, my brother inherited one. My other brother.
Look at those fuckers on those electric scooters.
Right?
They're fucking cool. I love those. And it comes up later on. We'll get back to that. But yeah, holy shit.
So are you saying if you were riding one in town, you'd be going through the stop signs?
You know what?
I didn't say that. I just said they're fucking cool.
When they were brought in this summer, I actually got to watch some like full-on face plant in the road.
Did you get a video?
So,
No, but I had to stop because I just finished my first day training at that point. It doesn't mean I
Did
didn't
you run
laugh.
over?
No,
Oh.
but I was laughing.
Well,
my
think of
ass
the money she would
off.
have cost, like the rental people, that if she would have done that, right?
Why did you run over the scooter?
Just run over the idiot that
Yeah.
crashed, eh?
Well, she did.
When it rains, it pours.
She did like slide on her face, so you know.
Her face broke the fall.
I love those scooters. We were at the Fringe Festival, and man, you're in the main area over by Walterdale, and you got another show over at the Cafe Bicyclette. Oh fuck, you got to go park. You got to get in your car, whatever, and you jump on one of those. You buzz over there in no time, and okay, it's a rolling stop. Okay, so.
Fun fact, loyal listener Lisa and I, it's a long story, first date was actually at the Fringe Festival.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That'd be a great place to.
August 15th, 1999.
Ooh.
Wow, I was in grade 10. Question: were you performing at Fringe, or were you just visiting?
Yes, we were performing at the Fringe. Don't fucking say a word. That's the name of the play.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, that was a bad.
Yeah, no, it was.
Sorry.
It was
Don't bring it up ever again.
No, it was a fun play about a couple of tennis guys that were one cheated to win, and the other guy was super ultra aggressive, and there was an incident.
I'm like all those guys in one.
And there was an incident, and there was this big fight, and our girlfriends were analyzing it. So the play was through the perspective of our girlfriends or wives or whatever, and then they told the story, we interject, well, no, it really happened like this. And of course, there's my perspective, his perspective, and each of their perspective. And it was
almost
kind
like
of
that
fun.
Fresh Press episode with that pool party.
Yeah.
That's where they actually go to court, and Uncle Phil versus the boys there. It's funny.
He took the boys to court in an episode.
Yeah, just to teach them a lesson. So
I wouldn't want to go up against Uncle Phil.
Well, he wasn't the judge for it. He was.
Yeah, he's a lawyer though.
Yeah. No, it was. Anyways.
So, premise of this movie. Anyone want to start?
It's a bunch of old guys who have kids.
I could have gathered that from the name.
I think it's more so. It's about late new dads.
I want to say it's more. The premise of the movie is more of a generational struggle between an older, crusty form of thinking and the newer, more. I don't want to say progressive, but like.
But can you call it the crusty form of thinking when all of us are that, whether you are millennials or not, Jeff, we are that. Like, our kids get hurt. Are you dead? No.
Well, Mike said it best. This is a social commentary on the divisive generations.
Yes.
Yeah, generational parenting. Or even just the social relevance, is.
Does it make you worry about who's going to be ruling our country? Oh, yes.
I'm not worried about who's been ruling our country for the last 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
It's been, so.
Every generation has been like, well, this generation's going. They said that about your parents' generation. They said that about our generation. We've said about the generation afterwards. Yeah, you know what?
But there's
people hate young people. It's just what it is.
Old people just hate.
There's that. This is true. But you look at what the fuck is going on over there, Corey.
Ice machine.
Okay, but you.
It gets so random. What the fuck's going on in there? Right in the middle of the podcast.
Yeah. Thanks for throwing off the flow.
Yeah. Wow.
You're welcome.
We are a wealth of professionalism around here.
So I get paid the big bucks.
Did you find your train of thought? Woo woo!
No, that
Major pain.
Okay, so I was gonna say you're not wrong for sure, but there is a difference though. Every generation is different because we got a whole new generation that they're indoors, they're computers, they're tech, and there's a lot of difference between our generation. We had to manually do everything. We were analog, and now everything is kind of
internet, yo.
So there is a difference between, because the boomers bitched at us, but we didn't really get anything that they didn't have, right? We still had to manually do shit, and we had a little better system with, maybe we had.
My dad didn't have 150 cable channels. My dad didn't have access to 50 million CDs.
I didn't have cable till I was deep into my teens.
I wouldn't say deep for me, but I definitely was probably.
I say 16 is deep.
Yeah,
15, 16.
I got the internet when I was 15, and that was 16, and that was 1995.
Oh, hey, do we have to stop and talk about this scene, Mike? Is that what the laugh was about?
Oh, no. The laugh was, you said internet, and I had a buddy who lives in a trailer park with one of those C discs, C satellites, or whatever the hell. Oh, and he'd go, Mom and Dad's gone, let's go get the porn channel. And he'd be cranking it. Get anything yet? No, not yet. He'd go back and crank it some more,
okay,
tilt it back.
We get it. I played Carmen Sandiego and Oregon Trail on the Apple Mac in elementary schools.
Yeah.
And your parents didn't have computers in school.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
My dad rode a horse to school.
Did he have to go uphill barefoot in the snow too?
Well, I don't know that much, but I do know he used to ride horses to school, which was unheard of in my day, right?
Well, yeah, and but it was still, we didn't have. It's not like we were in class working on laptops.
Right.
Like it was the computers were for the teachers.
Well, Laura, I'm sure you had computers in your classrooms because even in Bunkkiss, Bymore, Alberta, We had a computer class.
We had a computer class, yes. However, it was an elective. You had to sign up to do it. Not everybody got to do it. Basically, in Calgary, the school that I went to, depending on your IQ and your aptitude for actually using electronics, depending on if you were allowed to use it.
Calgary's a forerunner too. They were ahead of the rest of
They
Alberta.
were. Now, also keep in mind, I wasn't allowed to use computers that much because I hacked the school when I was like 12.
Damn, Laura.
So, interesting fact, Wayne Gretzky does not have his grade 12 diploma.
What
You
a
didn't
fuck.
have to.
That guy will never do it.
Well, I know, but I seen that the other day. I said, what? Okay. But he's a doctor.
But he is from Ontario, so
But-
I mean...
But
He's
you know
never
that's-
going to do
Anything
anything.
smart
He's
coming out of
never going
Ontario?
Yeah.
Is he an actual doctor or is he an
Honorary. It's
Honorary.
honorary.
Probably University of Brantford or something.
Yeah, I have no idea what it was. He promised his dad that he would stay in school till he was 18. He was in grade 12 or 11 or whatever it was. He turned 18, and he says, I quit. Because he was already a professional hockey player before he was done. So.
Making thousands of dollars a year.
But you know, and even with all of that, so you know, talking generation and everything. Jeff, your dad went to school on a horse. My dad dropped out in grade 6 because you didn't need to go.
That used to be my dad's joke too. Is like, oh yeah, I got half a grade 12. Grade
Okay,
6.
this is comedy. I love this.
When
This
Bill
is
Burr's
pure.
got to talk to
Oh,
his
and he's
parents.
talking about the salad bar, the big guy.
He's trying to be inclusive, but
Yes.
he's failing miserably.
Yes, yeah.
For preference, that haven't seen the movie. He called the principal a stuffy cunt. Is
Stumpy.
that-
Stumpy little cunt. Yeah. Pardon my language.
Okay, there goes 3 viewers.
We're-
Listeners.
What the fuck?
Where that's a quote from the movie, guys.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yes,
not
yes.
our
I
words.
do not call anybody that.
But even
And then he's got to go in front of the whole class
and
and the parents to
And I
apologize.
appreciate your words. You know how often I have to say this shit at work? Meanwhile, all I'm thinking is, well, you shut the fuck up. I'm like,
You know, I figured doing a Bill Burr movie, this is going to be a very vulgar podcast.
Yeah. Should we have the warning, coarse language in
You
this?
might
Penis
want
and
to.
butthead intro. Warning, extreme bad taste alert, people. This coming may offend some viewers. Your discretion is advised, okay?
You know what? I'm going to say this, and I said it before off the microphone, but Bill Burr, we all have our opinion of his stand-up comedian. I'm not a particular fan of his stand-up, but I think he's a hell of an actor. I like him when he actually has room to perform and to act. He was the best part of The Mandalorian on Disney Plus, and he's a really strong part in this.
I'm totally tagging him when I post this.
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
Not that he'll listen to it, but you know, whatever.
I don't know if I'd go out and say he was the best part of the Mandalorian.
I would.
He was a strong.
He was the best part of The Mandalorian for me. The rest of it, Mandalorian is a wonderful Disney Plus series. It's really well done for the 8 to 12-year-old demographic, and I think they'll just kill it with it.
Jeff, I think you need to decide what demographic.
Yeah, first I'm going to call the millennial boomer. Now I'm going to call an 8 to 12-year-old.
So does that mean on Wednesday I pay youth for you or adults?
Maybe.
I mean,
We'll just throw your
if it's a ski mask on or something, people will never know the difference.
No,
So.
we'll just take it. We'll tell them to go based off your shoe size.
Okay. Yeah, if we pay by your shoe size. Yeah. So, when we were talking about Bill Burr, I meant to stop. Have any of you guys seen I think it's the Philadelphia incident?
Yes.
So the Philadelphia incident, he's out there, he's working a crowd, or there's a whole, it's a festival of comedy, and the crowd is just eating all of these comedians alive. They're assholes, this whole crowd. So by the time Bill Burr goes out, Bill Burr's thing is if you're going to shit on a comedian, that pisses him off, right? So the crowd shit on the comedians the whole time, and he went out and he started calling them pieces of shit, you effing cunts. I hope this effing city burns down. And the crowd loved it. He's not even funny in the clip. It's worth a Google afterwards. He's just mean. He's just saying mean things for the sake of being angry.
But they ate it up.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. That was like the only set that got a laugh that day.
Yep.
Right? It's kind of crazy.
Awkward pause.
I just laughing at the scene. Find out the one friend there, he's like 50, and all of a sudden his girlfriend, he's divorced, and his new girlfriend, who never wanted kids, and they're living their best life, and all of a sudden she's pregnant, and they're talking about how he had a vasectomy, and it still worked, and how he should be celebrating the power of his cum. I'm sorry, I love this scene so.
Usually we say these three started the old dads in the show. They started a company together, and of course they get bought out by this snivelly
millennial.
No, that's not even a millennial. That's a Gen Zer. Okay, let's.
Yeah, I think it's Gen Z. Yeah.
Okay, now as you're watching the movie, the Gen Zer is not even the one who bought the company. It is a millennial who bought it.
Who was the millennial that bought it?
They say his name. I can't remember it.
Oh, that's right, because the Gen Z guy gets fired.
He does.
Yeah, that's right, too. So.
Well, I thought the board of directors
fired him, yeah.
Which are probably millennials.
Which are most likely millennials.
Freaking millennials, right? They're the worst.
God damn it.
Here's a ribbon. Thanks for coming.
Wait, are you guys telling me you didn't have participation ribbons when you were kids?
No.
No.
Not right away.
No, if you couldn't do...
That's a lie, because I
didn't do sports. I skipped school when they were happening. So, no, I didn't.
We had those brutal fucking... what is that? Those patches you had to get, but you had to, like, do a flexed arm hang for 15 minutes. You had to do 43 push-ups.
Yeah,
and,
see, whenever...
And I can't remember what they were called, but they were like this activity, physical thing. And
participation.
Yeah, but it was not participation ribbon. It was
participation. That's so different than participation.
See, I actually remember whenever the sports days came around and they were going to hand out ribbons, I skipped school.
Yeah.
And then I got forced to participate, so I still didn't get the damn ribbon because I had skipped school.
I was a late bloomer with sports. I played late. I fell in love with sports late. Except for, like, my aunt was an Oilers fan, and in 1990, when the Oilers won their last cup, she got me a souvenir from there, so I started holding on to that.
Is that why you're an Oilers fan?
I mean, yes.
Well, they're the greatest dynasty of the modern era of hockey.
That's like saying
oh my God, they're almost as bad as the Montreal Canadiens. My God, we're never going to hear about that.
That's like saying the Blue Jays were ever going to win, or the Leafs. I mean... Come on.
I'm not going to jump on that, but modern dynasty, I don't know.
Okay, expansion era dynasty, the greatest expansion era dynasty.
They're the greatest team that's the color blue that has had this, that has. You got to narrow that demographic till it's like
5 out of 7, and again, it was a while ago.
It was a great run, absolutely. Yeah. No one's denying that.
By that
but it was 20 years ago. 30, yeah. That's my point. It's just like. Who is it? Oh,
that's a modern dynasty there.
What's that? Their dynasties are kind of done.
How did we end up on sports?
Crosby.
Okay, yeah. I mean, if we want to look at everything, the Canadians keep throwing in, peppering in a cup here and there. We got the Pittsburgh that does it in twos. We had the Jersey Devils that did it after with the trap
Jersey
stuff, and it was just like.
95, 2000, and 2003.
Okay, sorry, I'm gonna backtrack here because we're dangerously falling into this nostalgic. My life was worse than your life, but the teacher that started this all off is clearly at least a Gen X.
Yeah,
and yet she's acting, but we find out why later.
She could be I've heard this term thrown around. A geriatric millennial. That term has been thrown at me before.
She could be a millennial boomer.
Well,
and if that's what Jeff is. Right. Jeff, are you a stumpy little... Anyway.
Ouch! Wow! This was a safe space from short jokes, guys. Thanks a lot.
No. You have to have a room with like a freaking teddy bear to go sit in.
Listen, you're fucking younger than me. Hey, just shut the fuck up, you millennial.
And I still think
at least I'm a zillennial, right? Like, you're not even in the zillennial range, okay? You're too young.
by 2 years.
Yeah.
A
Oh,
lot happens in 2 years.
Take your participation ribbon and go outside.
you got more than I did.
Yeah.
And you still need a safe room.
How did I know this would be the brunt of the arguments for this entire episode?
Well, you know, I mean,
By the way, there's a movie going on.
I think this is gonna be the least movie-related
Well,
movie podcast
Let's
we do.
be completely honest. As far as plot goes, this movie's like a 1 out of 10. But it's the social commentary, which is not the plot; it's just the overlying commentary.
that's the vehicle they're using
Yeah.
to get their message, or
Yeah.
it is the message.
It's a very controversial social commentary, but the movie itself is what it is.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so like I was telling Mike before we started this whole thing, I really felt that they tried too hard to meet Old Dogs and Hangover together, and there was no comedy. I did not find that there was any comedy.
I guess kind of. I don't know. Hangover's a stretch, but
They go to
No.
they didn't go to Vegas.
Yeah.
They were going to go to Vegas, but they didn't go to Vegas.
They still get
There's not-
stoned, and they still get drunk, and they're celebrating a bachelor
They didn't
party.
lose anybody.
But that's a cool Gen X thing to do is go off and get drunk at a casino and hang out at a strip club, right?
Hangover.
Oh, yeah.
I've been to like
Hangover.
3 in my life.
Yeah.
That's such a millennial thing.
My wife used to drop me off at the strip joint.
Your wife dropped you off?
When we were first married, I'd go hang out with some friends. Oh, where are they at? Oh, they're at the Peelers at the top of Maine in Rocky. And my wife would say, "Okay, have fun. See you tomorrow."
Wow.
Is that a term?
No, I used to pick my dad up from there
Oh,
though.
no, the last time I went was my bachelor party, so that was 21 years ago. So
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you a question, Mike.
Yep.
Peelers and Rocky, is that as rough as I think that is?
They
Or
would
do they import the pound?
they would come in from Red Deer,
Yeah.
and they would spend $60 for the cab ride.
Red Deer's where I went to mine.
It would be cover it. They would cover it. The top is there was 2 bars in Rocky. There was always a peppering of other bars through it. Rocky Mountain House, by the way, in case you're curious. Yeah. But yeah, no, there was 2 main bars in Rocky Mountain House, the top and the bottom. One was at the top of the hill, one was at the bottom of the hill, and they would swap out popularity yearly almost. The top always had the Peelers on Thursday nights, and then, and they would be whatever.
It really seemed to depend on what season it was. Like, spring, summer, top of the hill.
I really laugh here. We're at the scene where they're like planning the party, and they're like trying to come up with a theme, and like the themes ends up being the party without a theme. That's the theme of the party,
Right?
because these freaking
uptight.
we can't call them millennials. We gotta do we call them
Pieces of
granola
shit?
parents?
Can we call them that?
Let's just call them granola parents.
All right.
Granola parents.
You guys never heard the term granola
No.
parents?
No, I haven't heard that one. Bubble wrap, helicopter.
Oh, I've heard helicopter.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe bubble wrap parents is a better term. Granola is like the my child only eats like soy based vegetables,
vegans, and
based food.
they got to choose their gender when they were old enough to whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay, that's not even get on that subject.
I want to keep this podcast semi-respectful, so we're going to just move
I
on.
probably
Gun World! Let's go to Gun World. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a scene on the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just saying.
Oh my God, what's happening?
Right?
Oh, they're dismantling their
Hard work, their life.
life.
You almost feel bad for the guys in this show, right? Like they built this company
From the ground up.
and then now it looks like
Oh, I have this deep fear, I'm part of Infinite Imagination Traveling Theater, which is my company, and I'm trying so hard to build something out of it, and I'm afraid in 10 years I'm going to leave and they're going to turn it into a musical club.
This dude here, I can't remember his name in it, but is a totally, absolutely reminds me of a mixture of Christian Bale and Jason Sudeikis.
I was trying.
Oh, the dude that fist bumped?
Yeah.
Like I was gonna call him the rat, but I guess he doesn't rat him out. Like it's the
No, because in the end he gets. He does it first, but then he gets fired too. So.
And then there's the Zen Master wannabe.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what to call him.
This even?
Well, they're what they're doing is just setting the tone of why the Gen Z sucks.
Yeah, so us Gen Xers and millennials, we can get together and
We use that term loosely, but yes.
that Gen Zers suck, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we can all agree on this, right?
Some do. I mean, again, I don't like to generalize, but yeah, in general, the Gen Zs are.
I say this in joking more than anything.
Oh,
I don't actually believe this. I think there's
a unique opportunity in a chunk of them.
Yes.
They're unique, all right.
There's a reason why stereotypes become stereotypes, because a large mass of people tend to follow that pattern.
I know some amazing Gen Z kids that like work harder than people that are 50 years old, right? Like, and I know some that don't.
And I know some that are kind of getting there, ish.
Yeah. I find there's a lot of them that need a bigger push than, I needed back in my day. But, I also admit that sometimes different personalities.
Well, there's also passion, too. Like you find some of these Gen Zs that find something they're really passionate about, they tend to work hard, and they don't realize it because, well, I'm not working. I love this stuff and whatever. The problem is when they have a passion for video games.
Yeah, that's the problem. Right? And there's a heavy passion for video games.
And streaming and...
And here we are making a podcast, and one of their biggest things that they want to do is be TikTok famous.
Well, they're grumbling that I remember. Gen X took over Facebook, so they moved over. Now they took over TikTok. Now Gen X has taken over TikTok, and they're grumbling because Gen X has taken over TikTok.
Now there's Threads.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry to burst their little bubbles. We had MSN, and then they canceled it. So where are we?
AOL.
ICQ.
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry, podcast. We have to take a participation ribbon break, okay?
It's just a passion.
That's terrific, Mike.
Yes, that's our break.
We now have cut music that we still don't own and are shamelessly ripping off from other people.
Yeah.
It was 5 seconds.
That said, are we going to bother with the sound clip for this one?
Yeah, we'll figure out something.
Is there anything remotely that is kind of iconic to this?
There's no real one line. There's situations.
There's the stumpy little...
Yeah, that's not going to draw a crowd right off the bat. That word offends a lot of people.
That's why you cut it off before.
Oh, I do love this scene.
Oh,
yeah. I love this music, and he won't say it out loud.
Yeah, to preference, there's a stuffy white. Is he a stuffy white guy?
No, absolutely not. He's actually, his character is totally into the R&B and all that stuff. He loves that shit. You can see he's jamming.
He's afraid to do it because
he just can't say the N word in front of the N guy.
It's like this younger guy. He's young-ish.
Yeah.
He'd be like my age-ish, I guess.
Yeah.
And he can't say the N word in front of the black guy.
Yeah, and it goes back to haunt him. I mean, yeah, I'm sure everybody will sing that song and say that when they're alone, but
yeah, who hasn't?
I wouldn't, but
the N word and
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I have.
Interesting fact or interesting story here. We had this guy. He was a wonderful guy. Don't get me wrong, but he was an older guy. He was a boomer, and he came to work at our shop late. Anyway, he dropped that word like so casually, the N word, and it was in a joke fashion. But it just like you looked at him, and the way he delivered it's just like that did not feel so offensive as it should have.
Well, you know what? Like,
because he's a nice old guy.
I worked with a guy who would talk about the black licorice babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the nuts you'd get at Christmas time.
Yeah. And he would. There's a white guy at work that was just like he would say what they used to get called, and this guy would go, "Oh, you can't say that," and it was like young Gen Zer, right?
Yeah.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Yeah, like
that was not Tiger originally.
Oh, yeah.
See, that was switched by the time I was a kid. Like that was not.
It was in transition. It was in transition.
But even like those candies, I still go into the store and it pops out. Like,
excuse me, do you have any?
We're not gonna say it on the podcast.
No.
Not that we're making money anyway.
No,
but let's,
we're making less now. Anyway,
we have to pay to produce.
Sorry, I was scrolling through the cast and I can't believe I didn't see it until now. And it's so much funny. Speaking of you saying hangover, is Dr. Lois, the one who's the stumpy little whatever, was Rachel Harris, who played Bradley Cooper's wife in The Hangover.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember Bradley Cooper's wife at all.
And she's the one that, or no, it was Ed Helms' wife. That's what it was. It was Ed Helms' wife. Because when
she was the one that kept calling all the time.
Yeah. And then if you ever watched the original Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies, she played the mom.
Oh.
Anyway, sorry. I see it now totally. I can't believe I didn't notice that before because she's really good at playing a you-know-what. So.
Okay.
I do remember her as Ed Helms' wife now, and it's like...
Who's Ed Helms?
He's the guy that got...
okay. He's from like The Office or something like that. Yeah, okay.
Vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say he was...
Tag. I liked him in Tag.
Tag was...
I really enjoyed that movie.
Oh, that was such a fun movie.
Yeah.
That was a very underrated movie, I felt like. It did not get, like...
I hated Jeremy Renner's role in it just because he was such a dick. And they made him so perfect. And I was like, God, I want to see him fail. I wanted to see him literally fail. The character, I mean. Not
especially for a movie that was based off of a true story.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like how in the, like all true stories it seems, in the closing credits, they have the real guys in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see Buddy Games?
I didn't see Buddy Games.
Okay, I like that one. They actually turned that into a reality game show. With the same guy who,
Nice.
So...
Shout out to the guys out at Superstore. They actually do that. They have a long-standing tag game.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know Danny, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I was just talking to him the other day, actually.
Yeah?
Yesterday.
I've been meaning to invite him to the podcast, but...
I keep bugging him, and he's like, I'm busy.
He's not that busy.
Yeah.
Who's really that busy?
Maybe he's just shy.
No, I don't think that's his problem.
Not when he's with a group of people he knows. Because I still remember that poker game. So
yeah. Oh, man, Danny, if you're listening, buddy, when are we doing that poker game at Barry's place? We got to do that poker game.
Who's Barry?
He's the baker at the Superstore.
Who's Danny?
Danny's the butcher. The butcher.
The butch cutter.
He's aging himself.
So I've got the baker,
the butcher, and the candlestick maker.
They're not in a tub, are they?
I don't know a candlestick maker at Superstore.
I know a candlestick maker named Megan.
But he doesn't.
Does she work at Superstore?
No.
He doesn't know a candlestick maker at Superstore. He's not denying that he knows a candlestick maker.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know what people do for hobbies.
I know what. I shouldn't say that.
Were you gonna say what Corey does for a hobby?
I don't think I want to share that online.
Whoa.
I think people are better off not knowing.
I was gonna make a really bad joke.
That's the point. I was leading to that.
Not the joke that you were thinking I was leading to.
Oh, well, that's even stranger.
Yeah,
Obviously, my hobby is sports and movies. That's really all I have.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
That's what I do for a hobby, that cannot be talked about.
They're talking about a morality clause and how it's legal in New Mexico. They're not in New Mexico.
But it happened in New Mexico.
I don't give a shit. They're not there now.
This is such bullshit what happens to these guys in the show.
So, no, what you're saying is, like, they were allowed to film them in New Mexico, which they did. But your question is, are they allowed to use that? Is that information admissible where they are now?
No. New York, Chicago, New York.
I thought it was Chicago.
Yeah, I feel like Chicago.
Yeah.
But either way, it should not be usable there. It's
Bill Burr is definitely from Chicago, right?
I think so.
He like seems like.
I'd say northeast states, yeah.
And the whole, you have
Here
a
it
TV.
is. Are they gonna write it?
And again,
let's
that cannot be legal either.
wait a minute.
We're watching subtitles right now, and we're waiting.
Are they like, gold in my chain, gold in my ring, gold all in my watch?
Yes!
Oh, Facebook or Netflix, you're gonna get yourself demonetized.
That's why they started charging more.
But it's the whole camera in your TV thing, and he's using that. I don't think that would be legal anymore.
Why does he have a tree? That's all. He's poured his heart and soul. And he's got like a tree.
He's got
a bag behind his shoulder. Yeah.
But does he have a bag? I didn't see the bag there.
Did the bright glue didn't stow up for you?
Well, when I leave my office, I'm not bringing the plants from the office. The fucking plants are staying there.
Yeah,
if I planted that damn thing and made it grow, the fucker's coming with me.
Yeah, well, we live in a different world. If I ever have to leave my office, I got toolboxes to bring. I
have a whole office to empty of tools.
See,
no plant's going to live in there because it has no window.
My 2010 bikini calendar from...
Is it at least Sports Illustrated?
No, it's McTavish Deliveries.
There's just some delivery man in bikinis. He's like, ooh.
He didn't say what gender.
No, shout out to Big Joe, wherever you are.
He was called that for a reason.
Congratulations on getting actually Mr. November in the fireman's calendar that Mrs. Claus was putting together. It's a long story.
So many questions.
Yeah, remind me, I need to follow up with that.
Yes.
I have so many questions.
So Mrs. Claus is putting together a calendar?
I'll tell you.
Mrs. Claus is putting together a calendar. She's sorely lacking in the bedroom. Just saying.
Dude, Santa's like 2,000 years old. Give him a break.
So is Mrs. Claus.
Okay, so we'll reiterate this later, but if anybody wants a murder mystery based around the North Pole, I got one ready to go at any time.
I know why Mrs. Claus killed him.
She was running off with Big John or Big Joe.
We did a murder mystery. We wrote up this newspaper, and somebody that I know very well wrote the articles.
Well, that's what I was going to ask, how much was actually used, because it was pretty snippeted.
Well, the Big Joe thing, and everybody started going, "Who's Big Joe?" All the attendees to the murder mystery figuring Big Joe did it, and all of us cast, "Who's Big Joe?" and it's just like we finally read the entire
writing.
Thing.
Thank
I was
you.
like, "Holy shit!" So then on the one night we found this young, strapping, big guy, 29 years old, really healthy in shape, and he was a military. So we called him Big Joe and tried to pin it on him. It was hilarious. It worked out great.
So you wrote something into the thing that wasn't in their script?
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yes, I asked Corey to write a newsprint for the North Pole Times. I gave him the headlines, and he kind of created this great filler, and everybody loved it. I added a little bit afterwards.
I figured you would, yeah. That's what I was asking.
But yeah.
Because it was pretty short.
Yeah.
So was he one of Santa's elves?
Technically.
Yeah. He was a North Pole resident.
Yes.
Corey should know where my mind is going with this one.
He may be short, but he's Big Joe everywhere else.
Oh my God! Is Bill Burr that bald?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, they added hair for that.
Wow, he looks really bald in that shot right there. Oh, you know why he looks so bald? Because like his hair is growing out.
He looks like a monk.
Like
he is a ginger.
Yeah. A bald ginger. I don't think I've ever seen one before him. So they always have a full head of hair.
It's really unfortunate we have like no hair on top and your hair's getting long on the sides.
I mean, that's
Yeah, you got the nice little comb over going.
So yours is you got back there, but yours is like all the way through, whereas mine's pretty much at the back with hints up here, whereas
it sucked to be you guys. My Charlie Brown tough here.
Yeah, I got a pretty mean Charlie Brown.
Look, I've started doing the comb over now, so because my hair is too long to really do anything spiky with, and too short to comb back or anything.
Check out this comb over. This is like,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's a comb over.
I'm impressed. Yeah, goddamn my hair. That's all I have to say. So,
hair's overrated. Get a wig.
Yeah.
Nah.
I can share some hair. You guys can make some.
I'll just shave it off once the time comes. That was my logic when I used to buzz my hair. Was it was going anyway? So pull the Bruce Willis logic.
Okay, when he's writing the letter to his buddy, and then his wife just comes in and be like, "What are you doing?" Because he can't talk to his buddy.
The first one he hears her, so he eats it, and then
and this one he burns and throws in the toilet. I miss you.
The Gnomes theme party.
Oh, what the hell was that? Oh, there's a video out there.
I cannot watch scenes in TV shows or movies like the upcoming scene. Where you know there's something like socially awkward is going to happen to a person. I like wince and cannot watch it. Like I hate situational comedies where stuff like that happens.
He was never taught how to hold a champagne flute.
The Asian guy there, or wherever he is,
he is totally
from the bottom.
He's not Asian.
I don't know what he is.
I can't believe that I was just like, oh wow, that guy's bald who shaves his head all the time. But you don't notice until he.
Okay, so when did Jean-Luc Picard start shaving?
He still had hair when.
He had several. Yeah. He had the clown cut for several seasons. Yeah. Oh, what the hell was that called? Shit. I'll think of it later. During Dracula, somebody called it something else. Skull-de-sac.
Oh my god!
I loved it. I've got a skull-de-sac.
I'm taking that. Once this finally goes, I'm stealing that.
Yeah. I thought that was brilliant. That was very
cul-de-sac for life.
Except for Corey, I will never be able to look at you the same way.
No, like I said, once it comes to the point where I'm just horseshoe, it's gone. I'm getting rid of it all.
Yeah.
And then you're going to call yourself a skull-de-sac.
No, he needs the size for it to be a skull-de-sac.
Yeah.
Nick's been trying to convince me to bick it. I was like, I don't think I'm going to do
what?
that.
To what?
Bick it.
Bick it. Because never heard the term
clean
bick
shave.
it.
Oh, okay, Bickett.
Yeah.
See, I hear Bickett and I think...
Well, you said it so fast, and it's just...
Well, it's the same company.
Yeah, but...
I shick it.
Yeah, it's actually...
I have Bickett. Same deal.
I've never used that term, though, ever.
I think I have a shick, actually, too. But because I did Steven's hair, right? Steven went completely bald, and it's already, like, freaking, like, suit long already. Like, you should see it.
Oh, God, it's like my...
Man, he looks so angsty with, like, the short hair.
Yeah.
Like, when he was doing the karaoke the other day, I was like, man, kid, go see some counselor.
Did you hear the freaking songs he was doing? I don't think the look made him angsty. He made them turn down the volume on him.
That's funny.
It was hilarious with Bobby, like, yelling at him. I like, do your dishes, fuck you, we'll do it, do your laundry, fuck you.
Well, Angela was in on that too, so.
Hey, have you guys ever heard, well, you were there, Laura.
No, she didn't go.
Why did I think you were there?
No, she didn't.
Oh, no, Heather was there, not you.
Yeah, Heather was there.
No.
Do you look like Heather?
Oh.
Yeah.
We're going to be
Anyways.
Have I ever heard of or seen or participated in?
Bulls on Parade?
Who?
No.
That was Bulls on Parade.
Killing in the Name of.
Oh, Kelly, sorry.
Or Killing in the Name.
Yeah, it was Killing in the Name of.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Who was singing it?
Steven.
Like, it was singing Rage Against the Machine.
Oh, okay, I know of it. I've never heard of it.
There's, like, the last verse is like, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
Yeah.
So, like
repeat it. It's like, no, hey Jude. But instead of saying that. So
they kept yelling, do the dishes. And then he kept yelling, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Do your laundry, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
But he, like, this is my 15-year-old son at all ages karaoke, busting loose, dropping the F-bombs. I'm like, I'm so proud right now.
That little solitary.
Luckily, he waited till his mother left, so.
He was quite proud of himself. He was like, yeah, fuck PG.
You know, the sad part is I can't get mine not to swear anymore because they're both adults and they
won't swear in conversation. Well, Andrew doesn't swear at all. But Steven won't swear in conversation, but he will sing and swear in song. So
I wish. Like, mine, if they start going and they really get excited,
And I told my kids, that's my parenting style. Like, now that they're the same.
Oh, I love this scene. Sorry.
Oh,
It's so cliche and classic. We knew this was going to happen. He's trying to work up the bid to raise money for the school.
He's trying to put a sales pitch on it.
Yeah, he's trying to put a sales pitch on it. He makes that extra bid, and nope, too much for everybody else's blood. Now he's stuck.
Arms just drop.
Yeah.
I physically cannot watch scenes like this.
This is why. This is I find it. Yeah, it's like Three's Company was great when I was young, but I can't as an adult look at that with any kind of sincerity and think there's no fucking way anybody really believed this shit, did they? And this is kind of the same thing where it's just like, really?
Come on up to my door.
Someone's waiting for you.
I was just about Mr. Roper. I'm not gonna say why. I loved him. So
Three's a Crowd. You remember seeing that?
I never watched it.
I was always confused by Three's a Crowd because, like, isn't it Three's Company? Wasn't it the same people?
No. The one left, and there was just Jack Tripper and his girlfriend or fiance or whatever, and I don't know who it ended up being.
Susan Summers stick around?
No. She got fired at one point. And they gave it to that other blonde woman who finished it off.
Okay.
Suzanne Summers was pretty beat up by that. Like she was treated pretty shitty for
something else right now. So
yeah, she passed away.
Yep.
Yeah. Was it 6 months ago?
Oh, really? I don't know if I knew that.
Three's Company and the Thigh Master.
Yeah.
And
I think there was an episode of South Park they had her in.
Oh yeah.
So you guys know after the bidding scenes, the Bill Burr character bid to watch the CUNT or spend some time with her.
Yeah,
and you guys
teaching lessons with her.
You guys know
parenting.
This.
Yeah.
Parenting. Wow.
Yeah.
You guys know the blow up's going to happen, right?
Well, this is the straw, right?
She is so condescending, and it really makes you wonder. All of these doctors that are offering parenting lessons, how many of them have kids?
Yeah.
Well, see, oh man, this is frustrating to me. Something I've learned, like we all know, perception is everything. You can be the nicest guy in the world, but if you come across as an asshole, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how authentic you want to be. And there's too many people like her. I've been on boards before where their heart is all about, no, I want the best for my kid. But man, they get right off the edge off of the spousal abuse that Beauty and the Beast represented. And they go through these tangents.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's like, oh my God. This is like...
See, like I said, Rachel Harris plays a role so well.
Yeah.
See, and I think that is actually it's a downfall for, and I hate to say it, Jeff's and my generation.
The generation we shall not name.
Youngins, you.
Yes. They shall not be named at this point because it's that generation that started the whole misconception.
Okay, I'm gonna. So our generation, like it or not, tried fixing shit. Okay,
they did.
There was a lot of broken shit that our generation tried fixing. Now, did they go too far in certain aspects? In my opinion, yeah.
Yes.
But that's what happens when you try to fix shit, because there was like a cycle of like abuse and treating people wrong and uninclusivity, and we tried to fucking fix it. Which is where this comes from. And like, yeah, sometimes that shoots way too far the other way.
Overcompensation.
Yeah.
There was a lot of overcompensation because now you look at the Disney movies and it's, oh, well, this was abuse and this and blah, blah, blah. The picture of the sailor kissing the frickin' chick in New York after the war ended. It was unwanted attention. You know what?
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself because the war just ended.
But anyway, I think the point that we're getting at is this one character is really presenting that.
Very much so. And it's wanting everything fixed so that everything runs the same. It's like,
now, as it turns out, we learn other things about her later on. But in this case...
I'm pretty sure that was just thrown in there to be like, hey, she is a
Oh, by the way.
C-U-N-T.
Yeah, she does suck.
Yeah.
Right? But it's... Yeah,
I feel bad for him here. This is when his wife kicks him out of the house after this big fight.
Oh, I really didn't like his wife at this moment.
Like, I feel like what he did didn't warrant this.
I agree, 100%.
And I feel like she, like, as a character, she went too far.
Yeah.
Right. And was the scene made? Yes. And this is coming from a woman, not by him.
Like,
well, that's why he even said that. He's like, really? She just did all this, and you're saying to me, what did I say?
Right?
Yeah.
But even then, the scene that was caused wasn't caused by him or the doctor. It was caused by the wife.
Well,
yeah,
the wife is the one pushing this whole private school. School. He's given up on his dreams.
Yeah.
He sold out his company. He's trying his best to fit into this world he doesn't fit into.
Yeah.
And yet she keeps like,
I think
you
they're
have
playing
to do better.
the card that she's pregnant and she's over emotional.
Yeah, and I agree. I think the movie's got a movie, and that's what they're doing with this. This is the point that they need that catalyst for him to lose his edge. She's gone too far. This is where it becomes,
This is the point where the protagonist hits rock bottom and needs to have his hero's journey back.
He's now lost everything.
I guess you could argue is the first climax. Like I think this is a movie with multiple climaxes, and this is the. Shut up, Mike. Anyway,
the climax is clearly the strippers.
It's clearly a female movie.
Well, that's why I said this is the first climax. There are multiple climaxes in this movie, so. And there probably was some on the stripper scene.
Well, no, you can't really say that, because if you have multiple climaxes, you have to assume that they are all the same. Otherwise, there's no peak. There's one. The term climax is the peak, is the highest. So it has to be.
I don't know
building up.
I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I hate the screaming in front of the kids, the fighting like that.
I know,
oh my god, that gets that wrenches my heart.
That's a big thing for me too.
Yeah.
I mean,
nobody wants to. It just happens to be casualties of war sometime, right? So
I hate it when it happens. Like it's happened in my household before, where my Gen X wife has like, I've got more of an older school philosophy.
You married up?
Yeah. She calls me a millennial boomer because I've got like the boomer beliefs when raising the kids, and she's got the millennial beliefs when raising the kids. So like, that's where I think this whole generation thing's a load of bullshit.
My wife's 3 years older.
well, see, my philosophy was low, is I was ready to spank and do all the Gen X stuff, but he was a kid that didn't require it. He didn't need it.
And like you said, Jeff, like the whole generation thing, it being crap, it's true. Because you're only whatever generation you're classified as based on how you were raised.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. It's the same thing with dogs, right? Dogs are only as bad as they are raised.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true to a degree, but some dogs are little shits no matter what you do.
Some are, yes.
Some kids are little shits no matter what you do. It doesn't matter in your parenting.
I like this guy here. He's in a lot of movies. No idea what his name is.
Yeah.
But you see him all over the place. Oh, Cobra Kai. That's where I know him from.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I love this conversation about like you can't smoke here as he's vaping.
Yeah.
Like, well, what are you doing? Vaping.
Well,
Like,
and
it's
the
such a
difference
douchebag
is
thing.
you can't smell what I'm blowing out.
I mean, technically, there is a very large chemical difference between vape and
there's
cigar.
more nicotine in vaping than there is in
No,
cigarette.
but I'm saying like vape is water based.
Yeah.
Cigar smoke is smoke based.
Yes. A vape is more likely to give you popcorn lung than...
Oh no, vape. I am not condoning vapes. Vapes are shit.
Right?
But
I work with a guy who's like he's like stopped smoking, and he brought out the vape, and he just thought he was like the coolest guy ever. He thought he was fucking Jack Nicholson with his fucking vape. Like, oh yeah,
Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
Okay. I thought I heard that.
It's a mixture of the golfer and the actor.
Yeah.
So you said Jack Nicholson, and
Nicholson.
is that like a verb
Nicholson.
or a noun?
So
I'm gonna do some Nicholson. No.
Do we appreciate how he's just like, yeah, I'm an asshole, and that chick is like siding with me, and then he's just like, wow, she's just like,
until she turns into a complete
like,
racist.
Yeah. I can't remember which.
Oh yeah, right.
Like, dude, I love this self-reflection scene of Bill Burr's character. He's like, man, am I perceived as bad as she is? Like,
well, not really. That was kind of the thing that started clicking, and then the casino trip kind of like that. You're right. The casino scene is definitely the climax, though. So.
Yeah.
I feel like she got pregnant fast. Like,
it's just progressing very fast through the months.
Like, I feel like Bill Burr's wife was pregnant before.
Okay, so
they were pregnant.
Okay, there's a good question. Now, because we're chatting so much over top of this, I didn't realize that either. But then, so is this movie not doing a good job in showing us the progression of time?
This movie's doing a terrible job of showing the progression of time. Yeah.
Because is none of them changed. Well, Bill Burr grew his hair, then it gone. So, are we just not paying attention, or is it just not grabbing us?
Like, his kid should almost be out of school at this point.
It should almost,
if it's been that long.
Yeah, because Bill Burr's wife.
Yeah, because at this point it's got to be at least 6 months since the beginning of the movie.
All of a sudden, she's like,
well,
and I know that could be.
And she was pregnant before the movie began.
Yeah.
So that would have been before the school
and
year.
Then,
so we talk trimesters, right?
And she was what, 3 months early? They say.
Yeah. No, she was a couple months early.
But guys, we have to take another participation
body break.
Wow, good job. Good job.
There we go.
Seamless transition, guys. Seamless.
This is why we get paid the big bucks.
Yeah. Yeah, you're getting paid.
You guys are getting paid?
Where's my share?
I mean,
so have we moved on to the second climax?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Because now we're at the point that anybody.
I'm with Mike on this. There's only one climax, but like I'll indulge you guys.
I mean,
climax.
That's obviously a problem with you. So,
but anybody who's actually watched this movie or listened to us, we're talking about the whole scooter thing.
Oh yeah, we were talking about the scooters earlier.
And
right?
now they were trying to get a ride share back to the hospital, and they got stuck in a traffic jam. So they're like, "Hey, the scooters."
I have a deep appreciation how the one guy couldn't do it because he's got a flip phone. I appreciate it.
I thought of you when I saw that too. Actually,
I have appreciation because has anybody else done the scooters yet?
No.
Okay, so there's zones. What's that?
I can't. I have a flip phone.
Your work phone can do it.
So there's zones in which these they're all GPS coordinated that it will not allow you full power. It'll draw you back if you're in the wrong zone. So you have to once you get out of that, like if you're in a traffic light, it'll the regulator will drop you down to 10%.
So it will force you to stop at a red light?
No, it won't force you to stop, but it'll
down.
drop your power percentage by 90%. So and then as soon as you get 20 yards away, it goes full force again and you can zip along.
You guys have no idea how badly my wife would kill me if I did this. Showed up drunk from the strippers.
With glitter on you.
Glitter on me at the birth of my child.
Oh no! I completely understand this.
No, I'm
because
not going
if
to say it.
my
Never
husband
mind.
had done it, I would have Lorena Bobbitt his ass.
I was going to make a comment to you, Jeff, but it's going to be an off-air comment.
Wow.
No, this is out of respect.
Okay.
So
I don't want to talk about it. Google Lorena Bobbitt if you want to know.
Anybody from our generation?
Yeah, everybody knows who Lorena Bobbitt is.
Yeah.
So, guys, I feel like we haven't talked about this movie at all. So, why don't we do final thoughts?
But we have talked about the movie in a roundabout
and
way.
the social commentary thereof.
We've talked about the social commentary a lot.
Okay,
a lot.
We've
So
talked about
we're going to
this
sum
movie.
up the movie for you. It's old guys having kids.
The end.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dealing with the generation, we're going to call it a generation gap. How about
Talking
that?
about my generation.
He's old.
I don't even know if it's a generation gap. It's more of a disconnect between a certain line of thinking and the line of thinking that
Generational disconnect.
And those lines of thinking are because different generations are thinking that.
Well, I guess you could.
Do
you guys think like as a later Gen Xer, Mike? Do you feel like you think the same way the Bill Burr character does?
A lot. I do in a lot of sense. I mean, most of these movies don't allow that real diverse nuance of reality. But yeah, I think, Bill Burr is frustrated, and I think there is frustration with that. Everybody wants to see things differently. And nobody ever wants to have any empathy for us trying to just fucking fit in,
And do they over-exaggerate? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But the overall theme is very real.
It is.
Movie's got a movie, right?
Yeah.
Right. And okay, you say that they're over exaggerating, but how many? And I hate to say it, Mike. How many older guys? Not even that. So I say older. Jeff, you and I get that feeling sometimes. It's just, I want to say out. It's just anger. You're just mad at them all.
I think it's more. Well, I guess you're falling in with us. I was gonna say it's more of a guy thing, like the anger. But I guess if you're falling in with us, I can't even say that. Maybe it is more of a generational older person thing.
See, the generational differences, regardless of whatever. I'm not upset that things are changing or that people see things differently. What upsets me is when people tell me I have to change, or I have to see it this way, or I have to. And that's what Bill Burr's going through. Bill Burr's character is going through, his wife is telling him he has to evolve and grow. And the school says he has to look at things the way they want him to look at things. I can appreciate that the younger generation has more empathy or looks at mental health differently. Yeah. But that doesn't mean I have to.
Bill Burr does a hell of a job trying to adapt in the show.
Absolutely.
That's I mean that's kind of the denouement is his evolutions.
Yeah.
And and again, I get that whole thing, especially being a parent of somebody with a disability. But don't tell me to coddle them.
I hate it when you've got me and my wife use the term neurodivergent child.
Oh, that's a very popular term these days. Neurotypical and neurodivergent.
And I hate it when you treat them special because you think this is like the way they think, right?
And Jeff and Corey, you guys have both met my oldest. Mike, you haven't yet. You can tell he's got a disability. You can tell that he needs some medication to help regulate himself. But even he'll tell you, do not treat him different. He likes being treated like every other human being.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if you actually pay attention to them, so like you're saying neuro-different, they all just want to be treated the same.
Yeah, there's no sense of patronizing.
He is.
He's a great
kid.
Yeah.
And raising kids is like, there is not a book. There's not a.
There is, but
there's not an instruction manual. There's nothing there that says any one kid is like any other kid. Everybody has to be raised as to their specs of what they require, not what she or he or anybody else.
I have 3 very, very, very different children, and it has been a challenge because I think we got one of them figured out, and then the next one came along, and it's like, oh, fuck, throw all that out the window.
Right? Because it's like, the next one comes on, and you're like, oh, this is going to be easy, and you're like, wait a second, you little shit, what are you doing now?
I make the Homer Simpson gesture in my household at least 20 times a day.
I have asked for every year, I want a wiffle bat. I seriously want a wiffle bat. But I'll never get one.
I thought you had your order in.
I do. Mark sent it back.
Oh.
He's afraid I'm going to hit somebody with it.
I wouldn't be afraid. I'd be like, do it!
Right?
You and a wiffle bat's a bad idea.
You know, I can make one. All I need is a pool noodle and a stick. Just
really a baseball bat.
Still gives me a freaking wiffle bat.
So, Corey, final thoughts on old dads? I'm trying to get this train back onto the rails, guys.
No,
Aren't we supposed to do what genre is it first?
Yeah,
wow.
This is one of the movies
I'm getting back onto the rails here.
Okay.
You guys are like, we're going to jump them off
No,
again. Eh?
but we started this last week, so it has to go.
Okay.
What genre?
Where does it belong in the video store?
Yes.
Where
Where
does
does it belong in the video store?
Drama, 100%.
I fully agree.
It's not funny enough to end up.
Mike's dying.
Are you okay?
No, I just think it's fucking hilarious. Yeah, it's a drama. It's totally a fucking drama.
Well,
It's 100% drama by 3 comedians.
but
it's
There's
not.
a degree of irony in here somewhere. So.
But it's not. I wouldn't put it in comedy.
No.
Maybe, but to me, Lake Placid doesn't fit into comedies, and Lake Placid's funnier than this movie.
I agree with both those comments. But
And I guess maybe because of a comedy's not funny doesn't make it not fit into the.
it makes it a bad comedy, maybe?
See,
Was the movie intended to be a comedy?
Comedy
He
is
directed
objective,
it.
right? So-
It was
And wrote it.
supposed to be, but here's the thing, okay, this is about the
He's
funniest part
watching
of
the
the
end
movie.
credits and there's a good laugh, eh?
But I understand where Jeff's coming from.
Oh, and I love this. Sorry.
Walk it off.
I'm gonna walk it off.
Right?
Here's a chance. I'll walk it off.
And this reminds me of the one that skidded across the pavement on her face here in town.
I honestly don't think I actually like the comedy that's in it, the comedy that is in it.
Yeah.
But it's too serious to be a comedy.
Life is funny sometimes, but it's still life.
I would classify it as a dramedy, but we've got to pick a genre or two.
Yeah, because there's no dramedy in the video store.
Well, I was gonna say if you look at the core value of stories, you have a tragedy, you have drama, you have comedy. What else do you have from the very core? Like you look at Shakespeare and whatever, and go back thousands of years.
And I get that, but even in a video store, they don't have tragedy.
No, I know.
Tragedy.
But are you talking Greek, back in the day?
Well, yeah, and then every story has to belong to certain elements or whatever.
Where does Homer the Odyssey belong in the video store?
So I mean, how many genres do we break down? What's the modern genre thing? And we talked about it last time. And but yeah, I think it has to go. If you have to limit to one genre, you got to put it in a drama.
Really?
Say dramedy.
You have to. I mean, horror's out. There was running, so it could be an action. I think somebody mentioned something of that. You fall out of a boat. It's an action.
But it's too serious
I agree.
to be a comedy.
I thought you were going to go with comedy just because of the comedian thing. And if
They
you were
want
saying-
us to go there.
Yeah, they do.
But they don't. But it doesn't. And so I mentioned that I knew this was going to be a discussion as we talked about it before, because
I do feel like it's close. I would not argue heavily if somebody wanted to put it comedy, but I'm with all you guys. It's a drama.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so now say the thing, Corey. Say the thing.
Which one?
Say the thing.
I'm drawing a blank.
No.
Damn it.
I already said it twice, so I can't say the thing no more.
Gee, there's Face Off.
Say the thing. I think he's
If you-
trying to get you to do final thoughts.
Yeah, because I already
can't
said
say
it twice.
final thoughts.
You just did. You literally
God
just
damn
did.
it. Jeff, what are your final thoughts?
I think this is going to be... I haven't quite decided how I'm going to rank this, because I want to give it a Kingdom of Crystal Skull, but it's better than a Kingdom of Crystal Skull. So I'm giving it a Dial of Destiny.
He's just adding.
No, I'm trying to figure out how to sign out.
Oh, here.
To stay a coach.
I know how to exit Netflix, but I don't know if that's what I want.
Probably home.
Oh, this is great that we're talking about Netflix.
Final thoughts.
Yeah.
Continue on. Where are we at here?
Yeah. What are we having a technological breakdown here? What's going on?
Yes.
So I'll go next. Final thoughts are that, again, it was, albeit over-exaggerated, an absolute fantastic drama, real-life feeling, great comedy, and I love Bill Burr because I love people who are just angry all the time. And I give it, I'd say it's a solid 3.5 out of 5 for me.
Who's next?
Let's go counterclockwise.
I mean,
See, this is where my trademark comes in on the. I have to disagree. I did not like this movie as much as I should have. So it gets maybe a 2 out of 5 for me.
The best parts were in the trailer.
Yes, and that sucks.
I think the scene alone where he snaps on the doctor there, like the teacher, principal, whatever the hell she was, made me give it a 3.5 just for that scene alone.
As I'm just playing with Roy's TV now.
Mike, on to you. Matt, we have really dive bombed at this end.
Well, no, I've been looking forward to a movie that wasn't awesome or good or whatever.
Mainstream.
I mean, I want to watch movies that I don't necessarily like so that I can critique it. I mean, I'm not a big comedy guy. I could get into a good comedy, although we've already defined this is a drama, right?
I need to ask you, Mike, what to you is a great name a great comedy?
Ace Ventura.
Nice.
Really?
That's chart-topping comedy. So
that's a pretty good.
As I'm over here making faces at you because that is one of Jim Carrey's movies that
I mean,
it's technically a crime drama.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
No, I'm not saddling to that horse.
Okay. He crawls out of a mechanical rhino's ass. Still.
Yeah, that was an environmental drama. Okay?
I was led to believe it was a comedy. It ended up being more dramatic. I'm very impressed with Bill Burr. The comedy relief was to the third guy who was snorting coke and choked on his ring.
Hangover.
And it was just like I tried watching it before, and I found I was getting good work done on the laptop.
Right.
So like I said, I'm impressed with Bill Burr. So I will have to say that it seemingly, I don't want to say it's well done, but what it wanted to be, I don't think it quite hit. So I'll give it a 5 out of 10 on quality, because I don't know if I really felt the time change, if I felt, and all that stuff. And as far as likability,
I mean, not bad for being directed by a stand-up comedian too.
And and that's fine. So, and as far as whether I liked it or not, I give it a 4 out of 10.
And
I just didn't,
It doesn't hit the right chords for what
you know what? I'm second guessing my 3.5 now too, honestly.
Are you thinking it's too high?
Yeah, I honestly do not think I'll ever watch this movie again.
I never will.
That said, I'm gonna go to a 2.75. It's still more than 50%, but it's not much over 50%.
Like I said earlier, I was very on the fence about giving it a with Crystal Skull, but it's not that bad. The social commentary was good.
It is much better than Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, for me, this movie feels like it's trying too hard to make fun of what's happening in everybody's lives right now.
It is trying too hard.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that was its problem. It was maybe intended to be a comedy, but then it tried to be something more outside.
I went to a comedy and a drama broke out.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's just like I went to a boxing match and a hockey game.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I derived that from. Yeah,
exactly. And I think that they I don't know whether I wanted to make my mark like Bill, I was shocked at the end of it that Bill Burr recognized his ways and whatever and tried to redeem himself by being more empathetic or whatever.
He wasn't even really that bad. Like, a lot of the stuff that he was upset about, it was I felt like he had like legitimate reasons. Maybe that's the old person in me talking.
It was reactionary, right? I mean, it was,
Like,
it was Bill Burr reaction.
He shouldn't have been so reactionary, I guess, but
But how many of us get pissed off because we're cut off on the road, whether it's by one of those damn scooters
I am a horrible
road rage is there.
Road rage.
Yeah, but that's the comedy of it, right?
Red lights.
You want to say,
the reaction's the comedy.
The comedy element is the overreaction of, you know, we all have that filter where, well, maybe not all of us. Most of us have that filter. We're not going to call that teacher of our kid the C word.
Not to her face.
Yeah.
You know, and we're not going to lose it. We all have that, I'll shut up and whatever, or, you know, that sort of thing. And that's where the comedy aspect, and I think maybe they could have went harder with that, and I might have liked it more because of the absurdity of it. So, but they didn't. I think that they softballed it.
You know, I have to say, I think this is the first time we've all agreed on a movie.
I don't like it.
The Leafs got a chance to win.
No, they don't.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't like it either, Corey. We need to argue more.
Well, I mean, we gotta. I like the idea. We gotta pick movies that aren't necessarily overall, you know, liked, and that's where I'm excited for these movies that are off the charts or off peripheral to the charts.
But that's also part of what makes me excited for December.
What are we doing for December?
The non-traditional Christmas movies.
Okay, yeah, you know what?
This is off-air talks, guys. You got to start saying goodbye.
All right. Have a good one, everybody. Get ready for, like I just said, the non-traditional Christmas movies coming up. I'm pretty excited. I think everybody will jump on our list, too. There won't be any arguments, but it's going to be a lot of fun because we're going to tear them apart and explain why they are Christmas movies, even though they're not marketed as Christmas movies. Catch us on social media. I've said it before. Instagram, Facebook, obviously Spotify. Enjoy your day.
Ciao.
Take off, eh?
Take
off.
Hoser. Yo, hoser. Oh, is that how you're ending tonight?
Is that it?